Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over a list I compiled of the different stages of quarantine so far, because it's still not over yet for some reason. So before we get started, I just wanted to bring your attention, in case you haven't noticed, I changed my channel name. Ooh. I've been wanting to change it for a while now. I just didn't like the Ella Logic show anymore. So I changed it to Ellavision, as in television. Puns. Like I said before, today we're going to be going over the different stages of quarantine. This is just in my opinion. This is what I personally experienced. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. The first stage is the it's a joke phase. This was in like late February, early March. There were just a few cases hitting the US. But we didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. We weren't taking it seriously. We were taking Snapchats of our friends of us high-fiving each other and be like, LOL, we're gonna catch the coronavirus. No masks, no social distancing. We had no idea what was going on, basically. I kind of like moving my arms a bunch to explain my point. I'm like casting a spell. Next up is the oh shoot, I gotta stay home, let's watch some Tiger King and make some whipped coffee phase. This was when quarantine just started. We were all forced to stay in our homes and for some reason bought a whole lot of toilet paper, so they sold out in stores. I still don't understand why people did that. Whipped coffee blew up on TikTok and we all binge watched Tiger King in a day. The Carol Baskin jokes, the Free Joe Exotic hashtag.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked her.
It was an interesting time to be alive, let's put it that way. The next phase is the, well, I'm still here, let's make the most of it phase. This is very close to the Tiger King phase, just a little bit more after. It's when we all realized, oh shoot, we're gonna be here a while. School's not opening back up. Let's start some projects. We started just tie-dyeing anything in our closet, starting new home projects, doing anything to keep us productive and sane. And you know what? I quite like this phase. And the family walks. So many family walks. We started making cloud bread, banana bread, all different kinds of breads. If you're into working out and stuff, you got into Chloe Ting. I never did that because I don't like working out, but that's besides the point. And this is the phase where I started taking my YouTube channel a little bit more seriously. So honestly, I think this was a pretty good phase for most of us. But oh boy, during this phase, my mom made the house look completely different. The next phase is when we were approaching summer. It's about May-ish. It was the watching Outer Banks and staying up till ungodly hours phase. So I definitely went through this phase, and I saw on TikTok that a lot of other teenagers went through this phase. I don't know what happened. We all just like were never tired, so we just stayed up really late at night. Our sleep schedules just became kind of broken, and it was when Outer Banks became really popular, so we were all very excited for summer, even though it was quarantine, so we weren't going to be able to do anything during the summer. But I think we kind of used this show to just imagine what summer could have been. Girl, I'm talking too much. Stay hydrated. The next phase was a very interesting one. I call it the indie alternative TikTok Monster Energy drink phase we had over the summer. Everyone just decided they were in love with Hello Kitty. Everyone decided that this kidcore indie style was the style to have. Basically, this was like in the middle of the summer. Why did I just whoa? And it was when deep TikTok was a thing. Basically, deep TikTok was this side of TikTok that would kind of use a lot of audios from YouTubers who were getting canceled at the moment. Cancel culture was thriving during this time. And putting those audios on top of very strange TikToks. No, I'm not judging. I was in this side of TikTok. I watched and laughed at these TikToks for some reason. You know, sometimes they would put it on top of Subway Surfers gameplay. Sometimes it was just this weird inanimate object. Unless you were a part of it, I cannot really describe it. This next phase isn't really as fun or complex as the other ones. It was basically just around late August, early September when we were just kind of over it. We had our fun phases and then we just realized we were still in quarantine and it wasn't gonna change for a while. It was just kind of a boring time and kind of a sad time, you know? The next phase is the back to reality school time fun times phase. Now when I say fun times, I'm being sarcastic. The majority of the schools decided to do school online, so we were all getting to know either Zoom or Google Meet. I use Google Meet. Meeting our teachers over video calls. It didn't really matter what classes you had with your friends because basically everything about back to school that was fun was just taken away. And this is when you now had to start taking school actually seriously because back in like March, April, May, nothing was really for a grade. They just basically let us off of school because, or at least my school did, because we didn't know how to use the virtual environment. But now they figured it out, we got grades. It was basically school just over a computer sitting at the corner of your desk. It wasn't fun. The next phase is the spooky season in quarantine phase. So obviously this was in October. And you know what? I'm kind of proud of Gen Z because we kind of made Halloween the best it could be for what it was. The trends on TikTok I loved them so much. That ghost photo shoot thing we did, I loved that so much. I feel like this was when a lot of us started to get into like fashion and stuff because like the weather is getting cooler and we could start like learning how to layer. Can you tell I loved this phase? However, I will say I'm kind of disappointed in the costumes that people did. In 2020 there were so many different costumes you could have done and a lot of people just stuck to the cat costume or something. The next phase is a title that I think a Hallmark movie should be titled. A Quarantined Christmas. It's Christmas time, which is my favorite time of the year, but sadly Corona ruined it this past year. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't Christmas time. Christmas shopping wasn't the same. The majority of it was online. We couldn't do fun Christmas activities. Couldn't go visit my family over Christmas. And I stand my case that Hallmark should make a movie called Quarantine Christmas and make it about 2020. And the final phase is the phase that we're in now where we're just kind of trying to survive. I understand that quarantine wasn't fun, but you know, quarantine just kind of started going downhill. And now we're just at the point where we're just like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. When's this gonna be over? That, my friends, concludes my list of the 10 stages of quarantine. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.